Hey, what is going on, guys? Ben here, and today I am back with an unboxing of the brand new iPhone 10s. As you can see right here, I have two, one in silver and one in space gray. Both of them are 256 gigabytes. So I got both colors to show you guys. So without further ado, let's just jump right on into the unboxing. So let us start off with the silver phone. So let's flip it around and open it up. So there we go, we have the plastic off. There's the box. As you can see at the top, I don't know if you can really tell, but it sort of reflects in the light. Apple added like this little stainless steel border around the actual box, just to kind of show you what the phone would actually look like. I thought that was pretty darn cool. So let's slide it open. You can see you have the identical silver there. Alright, so we are now in the box. Let's first peel off the top. There you can see the phone. I'm just gonna leave that, we're gonna leave that excitement for a little bit. Let's see what's right over here. Alright, so we have our hello quick start guide, showing you how to actually kind of use the features on the phone. You know, the new home button, new Face ID. You got some other stuff telling you what the side button does. I'll go over all of that in the actual video. Then you got your warranty card, and of course, the Apple stickers. But paperwork is not what you're here for. You bought the phone to get the phone, so here is the actual iPhone 10. Let's pull that out. Ooh. Oh my god, this thing feels gorgeous. Look at that back. Look at how gorgeous that looks. I know it doesn't come across the same on video, but in person, this thing is incredible. That border is so shiny. It picks up fingerprints so easily. I don't know if you can actually see that. Let me try to pull in the focus here. You get fingerprints on it so quickly. I'll go into that a little bit in depth in the review, but just looking at this phone right here, it is absolutely gorgeous. Let's peel off this wrapper. Okay. And there we go. Wrapper's off. Now the phone is officially open out in the wild. Look at that white. You can see the reflection of like my window and like my studio light. It's really glossy, really reflective, and really pretty. Let's take a look at what else is in the box. I'm going to carefully set this down right there. So you get your basics. You have your wall brick. This is not fast charging. You have to buy that separately. You get your AirPods with a Lightning to headphone jack adapter, because this phone did get rid of the USB port just like last year's. And you have your classic Lightning cable. But all of that is the same. Let's get on to probably my favorite color as of right now, which is the black space gray iPhone 10. It's the same thing. Peel. No more using a knife. You just need to peel it off. Very classic, very elegant, very Apple-like. You can actually see the front of this box is a little different than the silver one. They kind of changed the wallpaper. Looks kind of nice. Let's peel that. Oop. Got a little bit of a drop there. Let's see. Same paperwork right here. But now we do, of course, get that space gray iPhone. So let's turn this around. Ooh. Okay, this is the first time I'm actually seeing this space gray phone in person. I saw the white one already because my roommate got that. But wow, this one is absolutely gorgeous. This one's gotta be my favorite. You've got that polished stainless steel band just like on the silver, but as you can see, it's been glossed over black. So now it still is reflective. You can see it picking up light, but it blends in much better with the front. That one looks absolutely gorgeous. I gotta say though, the back of the white is something different. That looks incredible. Okay, let's just peel off the wrapper to give you a better idea. Yeah, you can see it's already picking up fingerprints. Oh my god, that's going to be a fingerprint magnet. Alright, so now that both of these phones are unboxed, why don't I go head outside and we check out them in more detail in the review portion of this video. Now to start off, you can see this iPhone has an all new design with that beautiful 5.8-inch edge-to-edge OLED display. Now Apple calls this a Super Retina display, and let me tell you, this thing looks incredible. It's super bright and vivid and has very deep blacks with that new HDR and high contrast ratio. Having that large display on such a small form factor makes it the best mix of both being easily holdable and having larger screen real estate. Now one concern I had about this phone was whether the notch at the top would be intrusive on the content, but let me tell you, after using this phone for a little while now, I can tell you it's completely not an issue. After you're watching a video, let's say, where the notch cuts out some of the content, you kind of forget it's there and the content just melts into the display. It actually works and you don't really notice the notch is even there. Now because Apple filled the entire front of the phone with display, there's no more home button. So your home button on this phone has been replaced with this little bar at the bottom. Swiping up on that bar brings you home. So wherever you are on the phone, if you just swipe up, it brings you home. And if you swipe up and hold, that brings up your multitasking page. But because now this button is digital, Apple's added a few new features to it. So if you swipe left and right on it, it'll switch between different apps open, kind of like the 3D touch swiping gesture on the older models. And if you swipe down on it, it brings up reachability so that you can reach the content in the top corner of the page. Now in terms of design, you can see on the edge of the phone is this new stainless steel band, and it looks absolutely incredible. On the black model, you have this dark and glossy stainless steel, which kind of blends into the front and the back of the phone. But on the silver model, you have this raw stainless steel that looks absolutely incredible. It's super shiny, and I think will hold up a lot better against scratches than the black. However, I just can't get over how gorgeous the black band looks on the space gray model. Now with an all new design this year, that also means there are changes on the back. If you take a look at the back of the phone, you can see it has this new all glass pane that represents the color of the phone. And this also allows for wireless charging to finally be incorporated into the iPhone. Now this phone will work with any Qi wireless charger. However, in 2018, Apple is releasing their own Air Power Mat, which will allow you to charge this phone and Apple Watch and AirPods all on one surface, which is actually really cool. Now in the top corner of this back, you can see the all new vertically mounted camera system. Now this camera system has gotten a hefty upgrade. Now you have dual image stabilized cameras as well as a higher aperture telephoto camera. Apple also upgraded the specs of it, so now this camera can record at 4K 60 frames per second and can do 1080p slow motion recording all the way up to 240 frames per second. As you can see by some of this 4K sample footage, the video looks absolutely incredible. It's super sharp, super crisp, and you can see it's actually very stabilized. Right now I'm on the wide angle lens, but if I use the telephoto lens, you can see now video footage is also very stable on that one too. And because it has a lower aperture, you can see it still remains nice and bright even though we're on the zoom lens. Now, Apple didn't only just upgrade the video, they also upgraded the photo ability of this camera too. So you can see photos from this camera look absolutely incredible, but probably the biggest new feature of this camera system is the portrait lighting modes. So now you've got these really cool abilities to edit the lighting in a photo. You've always had that traditional portrait mode, which will blur the background, but now you can actually edit the lighting and even create this really cool black background studio light. Now this feature was already on the iPhone 8 and I actually talked about it in my review, but what's new with the iPhone 10 is they added this same feature to the front-facing camera, as it has that new front Face ID camera system. Now with portrait modes on the selfie camera, you can see selfies on this phone actually look really impressive. They're much sharper and they have that much more blurred background effect. They don't work perfectly, especially around the hair. You can see there's a little bit of distortion, but with software updates, this will become much more improved. But the biggest use of this front-facing camera system is not for selfies, it's actually for unlocking the phone. See, at the top notch is a series of sensors like an IR dot projector and an IR camera, and these are used in combination so that the phone can detect when you look at it, and it will scan your face to authenticate that it's you and unlock itself. Now, although I was a bit skeptical, it actually works really well. I don't need to awkwardly position myself, as it works from a lot of different angles, and it has always been accurate in unlocking. It even works with sunglasses or in the dark. I just wish it was a bit faster like Touch ID used to be. Oh, and also this front-facing camera can be used for these cool new features called animojis, where you can basically send an animated version of your face into different animals and creatures in iMessage. It's pretty fun. Now, one of the reasons why Face ID works so well on this phone is because of the upgraded A11 Bionic processor. Now, this processor features new separate high power and high efficiency cores
to better handle everyday and intensive tasks without sacrificing battery life from the now smaller battery in the iPhone. Now this helps the new iPhone X have actually really good battery life. I think it gets something like 2 hours better than the iPhone 7. I've noticed that it lasts a lot longer than my 6S, and it's actually been a really enjoyable phone to use throughout the whole day. Now overall, this is just an incredible phone. It's one of the biggest upgrades Apple has ever done, but that comes at a cost. This phone starts at $1,000 and goes up to $1,150 for the 256 gig model. Now comparing that to $700 for the iPhone 8, you kind of have to start weighing your options, like what do you actually get with this new phone? See, basically the iPhone 8 is just a less flashy version of the iPhone X without that edge-to-edge screen and front-facing camera system. So now, while this $300 price gap might not seem worth it for that, I'd still personally go for the iPhone X just because it's so cool. You've got all that new features, and that edge-to-edge screen actually does make a difference in the use of the phone. But I can see a lot of people still going with the iPhone 8 because it is the more affordable model. Yet again, Lamborghinis are not justifiable in terms of their excessive costs, yet people still buy them. So I think Apple won't have too hard of a time selling a lot of these phones. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit that like button and also comment down below letting me know what you thought. And be sure to go check out my other video on the iPhone X when I scratch it and then actually show you how to remove scratches from the side of the phone. It's really cool. Anyway, thanks, subscribe, and peace out. iPhone. Look at that! There's no home button. So it's OLED, so... Oh, that was... Ooh, look at that.
That was so fast! Look at that!
Oh, okay, that's nice.
No!
Can you fangirl in another room?
Oh my god! Look at it, it's so pretty! I've wanted this phone for so long!
And now you have it.
Look at the screen is up here!